Welcome into another More Than Philly Sports Network audio blog. Today, Gavin Toney breaks down the Golden State Warriors. Steph Curry's back and healthy, unfortunately without Klay Thompson, but a couple of the role players, including rookie James Wiseman, have begun to do their part. Currently sitting as the 9th seed in the West and 12-12, here's Gavin Toney on his takes for how this Warriors season can go.
Thank you, Zach. First of all, everybody, how you guys doing today? The question is, can the Warriors make the playoffs? And to be honest with you, I'm on the fence of saying yes and no. Zach, they're 12-12 right now as we speak. 500. They're playing 500 basketball. Steph Curry is out, or not out. He's back. Excuse me. When I mean Steph Curry's out, he's out playing out of his mind right now. Okay, he's doing everything he possibly can to be that guy that the Warriors need him to be. He's out here playing like an MVP. He wasn't my MVP pick, but in our live show, Zach said that he could be the MVP, not the unanimous one that we know him for, but he's playing like it as he used to. What does that mean? Let's run it through it. He dropped 50 plus points the other night. 30 the other night. He has, five or six 30-point games this year. All right. But that only falls the Warriors to 12-12. What is the problem with the Warriors? Well, I can tell you the major obvious problem that everybody knows is that Klay Thompson's out. There's no Klay Thompson. He's missing his best splash, the other splash brother. The decreasing of Draymond Green is hurting the team a lot. Listen, guys. He used to play a lot of minutes. He used to be able to score. He barely scores now. You got the rookie addition of James Wiseman, who's only going to get better, going to be better. It's going to grow into a dominant center. They never had a true center like him before, one that can block shots, dunk, run the floor, and has a little bit of outside game. The closest center I can remember to that was DeMarcus Cousins, but we all know how that went down. Torn quad, Achilles, and ACL. He hasn't been the same since. Another thing on this team, another problem on this team, if you want to look at it like that, you can view it however you want, is Kelly Oubre and Andrew Wiggins. The inconsistency from these guys. They start off the season, and this is a stat, ladies and gentlemen. They start the season 1-21. Now you may ask, what stat is that? That's the stat of how many 3-pointers they shot and how many they made. Those two combined, they only made one 3-pointer out of 21 attempts. That's not going to get the job done. Yes, I know Kelly Oubre had 40 points the other night, but that's, once again, the inconsistency from Kelly Oubre. It's going to hurt this team in the long run. It's really going to hurt this team. And Andrew Wiggins has never showed up for this Warriors team since they got him. I argue we'd rather keep D'Angelo Russell. At least D'Angelo Russell was doing something. Dropping 20 points and getting 7 assists and being that guy when Steph Curry went down. At least you were getting something. You're getting nothing now. The bench is not what it used to be. You used to have Sean Livingston and Andre Iguodala come off the bench. Why I named those two guys? Because they were important. They were important to this Warriors' success. Sean Livingston, he wasn't going to give you. He was going to give you his average of 10 points a night. Right from the mid-range, get a shot, bang. Andre Iguodala was going to give you some buckets too. Now, the age effect on Andre Iguodala kind of caught up to him, but he still got the job done. Where did the Warriors go from here? The bench went from Barbosa and Space and Andre Iguodala and Livingston and a couple others, Quinn Cook, to I can't even name one person on the bench now. That's how irrelevant the bench is. We talk about how bad the Sixers bench is. This bench might be worse than that. It might be. We put Brooklyn as the best bench, and where does that get them? It's a three-way tie for the worst bench, or excuse me, two-way between Brooklyn and the Warriors. The only difference is Brooklyn has a three-headed monster in their starting five that hides their bench's flaws. Having said all that, the Warriors are the ninth seed right now. It's not even All-Star break yet. Teams are still trying to find their identities, mesh and gel together. But this is the Western Conference. you can only lose by so many games before you're really on the outside looking in. If I'm Steph Curry and I'm Steve Kerr and I'm the Warriors organization, we had to sit down and make another move. We have to make another deal. All right. I don't know who you need to bring in. Maybe you got to bring in a better role player. Move Andrew Wiggins. Maybe it's fixing Draymond Green because Draymond Green got really relaxed of not having to shoot the basketball when Kevin Durant was here. Or maybe you just sit back and wait and throw this as a garbage year and wait for Klay Thompson to come back. But to see Steph Curry playing how he's playing, to see James Wiseman continuously growing, it's a shame to think that there's a chance this team won't be in the playoffs. So I go back to the original question. Can the Warriors make the playoffs? I'm sitting here today on Wednesday the 10th explaining to you that the Golden State Warriors will not make the NBA playoffs this year. It pains me to say that. As great as Steph Curry's playing, as great as James Wiseman's filling his role, there's not enough around those two guys.
The Western Conference is not going to have a playoff team at or below 500. The Eastern Conference, different story. And so as we wrap this up, I do agree with you. I think Golden State cannot do it. Steph Curry is clearly showing he hasn't lost a step despite losing a lot of last season to injury. The question is going to be, what can Klay Thompson do when he comes back? To have two reliable shooters from beyond the arc, as well as the defense that Klay Thompson brings to the table, that's going to be the question. Can the Warriors do it? If I'm the Warriors, I mean, there's no one in college, at least that I've seen, that's enticing enough to straight up tank for. If you can get some of your young guys some more experience in the playoffs, that'd be great. Make some moves in the offseason. Kelly Oubre or Andrew Wiggins aren't staying. They're temporary. Trade them. Work on getting a reliable bench. Work on your defense. The West is still getting stronger. Portland's back on its way up. Denver, Utah, Los Angeles part 1, Los Angeles part 2. Sacramento's all of a sudden winning games. At the end of the day, you need to be able to keep getting better. And the formula is simple in Golden State. You have a guy like Draymond Green who can delegate, who can play great defense. You have two guys who can be reliable from beyond the arc. And then finally, you have a reliable scoring small forward. Andrew Wiggins is not the answer.
Real quick, and you're right. You're not wrong, Zach, but real quick, I just want to point this out to the people. Steph Curry is averaging 29.5 points per game, 5.5 rebounds per game, 6.1 assists per game, and that's in 24 games. He played every game. And if you look at that stat, you're like, oh, how are they 12-12? The next person on Golden State that's, I want to say, in the scoring margin is not even in the top 25. Not even in the top 50, to be exact. That goes to show that you do need a Robin, for sure, Robin, and that Robin will be back next year. And then you have Alfred. Draymond Green's not Alfred no more. I'm gonna call James Wiseman Alfred. Zach, the Warriors will not make playoffs this year. Thank you.
In review, Warriors currently sitting again at 500 at the 9 seed. As the season progresses, stay tuned to both our shows as well as some of the other content that we provide at morethanphilly.com to learn more. With that being said, thank you everybody for listening to today's audio blog. We look forward to continuing to provide amazing content to everybody, and we will see you all soon. If you enjoyed today's video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't. In addition, hit that bell icon and set it to all to get reminded of when we go live and when we post excerpts of our videos. Again, thanks for watching,